So, welcome back to the Lion's Den, guys. Thanks for all your fucking patience. I've been moving into a new apartment, and then I went to EDC in Las Vegas. If you want to see some videos and some posts about that, check out my Instagram. It's linked in the description. Other than that, we're going to jump right into today's video, and right now we're going to be talking about the 3 best places to drop in Kings Canyon in Apex Legends. You have been dropping in the wrong spots for a long time, and if you are dropping wherever in the map and you're catching W's, then this video is not for you. Check out one of my other videos, or feel free to look at it. I have some bonus content at the end for everybody who sticks through. If you want, you can just scroll ahead. However, let's jump right into it, and we're going to talk about my 3 top places to drop in Apex Legends. Alright, so the first place that we're going to talk about is the Pit. Now, the Pit has many good things about it and honestly quite few negatives. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is obviously the Pit has high loot. You have a very good chance of getting a purple shield, that gold peacekeeper, something right off the bat, just because the chances of getting the loot there are so much higher. But this is the main reasons why the Pit is viable when you're playing to catch a W, okay? You're playing for that champion screen. You go to the Pit because it's walled in. Okay, there's less chance of being flanked at the Pit. Now, there's 3 different escape routes. You can go to slums, you can go to the river, you can go back down to artillery, wherever you'd like, and there's a good amount of cover in between all of those places. It's less likely for you to get third-partied or run up on from the side when you're going to those places. It also leaves you the options of where to go next. So when you drop in, you get your loot, you do your thing. Maybe nobody dropped with you, maybe it's one squad, you clean it up, and now you're in a good position because you're in a hub that's walled in, and you have 3 really good routes that you can go to next for, to play the circle or to go loot more or to go for the next set of kills. You're in a really good position to do that. Bonus, it's in the far off corner of the map, the northwest corner of the map. So if you're going in to play circle, it puts you in a really good position to probably, unless circle closes on you, you'll be on the outside or outskirts of the circle right away. Therefore, when you come in, you're playing that edge of circle, you're probably not going to get hit with a flank at all. The last thing that's really good about the Pit that I like is when you're dropping in front and you physically drop from the ship, it gives you good options as to veer off track. So if you decide you're going to the Pit and that's where you're going to go, and you go for it, and 10 other squads, 5 other squads are going for it, you easily can veer off track and go to a different location, grab some loot, and get out of there and avoid all of the conflict that's about to unfold. It puts you in a good position with those natural barriers of the walls and the mountains. So this way you can actually land somewhere else, grab your stuff, and bounce, and not get into a fight early on that you don't want to be into. Now, the second place that I want to talk about that is really good to drop is the little road in between Cascades and Wetlands. It's going to be highlighted there on the screen. You can see it. It's, that little point, obviously, in between Wetlands and Cascades. And that road is a hidden gem. Seldom do I drop there and there's lots of people. Usually there's not a lot, and it's pretty easy to just loot. So a couple things with that are pluses is there's a lot of natural barriers that can hide you. There's a lot of trees, rocks, there's a little bit of hills and valleys, so you can be on one side and get out and go to cover pretty quickly. Second, it leaves you with, again, many options to go to your next point of interest, whether you're going to loot or you're going to play the circle and head towards the circle now, or you're going in for some kills. You can go to this road and kit up pretty quickly. There's about 4 or 5 supply crates on the road. There's about 4 or 5 supply crates on either side of the road in those hills. And you're also great in a good position now where you can go to artillery, you can go to Wetlands, you can go to Cascade, you can go to any of the buildings, that I have a little highlighted here. It sets you up to go in any direction that you want. Downside, I guess, you're not cornered, you don't have that natural barrier of the edge of the map to, so hopefully you don't get flanked from there. But if you're in and out like you should be at the beginning of the game, and I'll talk about what you should be doing in the first 3 minutes of a game in order to set yourself up for success. If you do those things and then this was your drop location, you're not going to have a difficult time getting out of there. You're going to be in, you're going to be out, and on to the next thing immediately. And the other biggest bonus about the middle road here is it's not a high volume drop location. I don't really see a lot of people going there consistently. Generally, when I drop there, there's maybe one other squad, or they play the edge of that road and immediately run into Wetlands or immediately run into artillery or something like that. Early on in game, that road is a low traffic point. When the first circle closes and you hit round 2, it generally picks up traffic because people are leaving relay, leaving wetlands, leaving artillery, and using that road as a point of access to the next locations that they're trying to go to. So keep that in mind. Other than that, if you're in and out at the beginning of this, you're going to be in a really good position to finish the rest of the game off. The third place that I want to talk about is going to be the observatory outside of Repulsor. Again, circled on the little map there. The yellow is the escape routes per se, or routes that you can use to travel into. Just a few things that I use. And there's 3 great options that you have to loot when you get to this location. Obviously, you can loot that entire little command post, the observatory, whatever it is, and then you can go into wetlands, water treatment. You can go into Repulsor, or you can go down into the river, into those set of buildings, and loot those areas. So it gives you a good variety of places to go to, whether you're looking to get into engagement or whether you're looking to just go loot and get out of there. My second bonus to this location, the reason I love to drop there, is what we just talked about, is it's easy to escape. There's 2 balloons near you, one behind Repulsor at the gas station, and one at the bottom of the valley and bottom of the hill at the river. And you can utilize those, or the zip line even, to get to wetlands. And you can utilize those to escape and get out. You know, if a shit show starts to come, or a lot of enemies are starting to come at you, you can use that and change the route that you had previously planned and get out of there, reevaluate what you're gonna do, and then go from there. Also, the last thing that I love about this location is this location specifically sets you up for the third party. Yeah, if you drop Skulltown or Market or the Hot Zone, yeah, you're gonna run in, you're gonna third party people and then do your thing. But this spot specifically sets you up to third party, and I'll tell you why. If you capture that observatory really quickly, okay, you now own that. And you can go to the gunfights at Repulsor, you can go to the gunfights at water treatment, you can go to the gunfights in the buildings below you. Whatever you'd like to do, whatever destination you choose, at the beginning of the rounds, there's most likely going to be enemies fighting there. Meanwhile, you have kitted up, you probably haven't used any of your heals, you haven't used any of your ordnances, so you're in a really good position to come in and finish some people off. So I usually drop there, grab the bare necessities, and then I push the first group of enemies I hear. I'll run at them, you know, obviously I plan it out, see what's happening, gauge the fight, and then me and my squad attack, clean up that third party, and then we get the fuck out as fast as possible. So guys, these are the 3 top locations that I use all the time, and I find that I catch more champion screens with those drop points following that method than I do with any others. This is just my opinion now. Obviously, there's other locations that you can drop. There's other places that people prefer for other reasons. Let me know what those are in the the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Hit that like button too, just so I get some feedback, so I know if you guys are liking the content or not. And again, leave in the comments below where you like to drop and what your favorite spots are. And then I can do a video about, you know, the viewers and what you guys like to do instead. This way people get a good variety and they get people's different viewpoints. Now we are going to jump into the bonus content for Apex Legends. If you stayed till this part, you're the OG, you're the best. You know, these are the viewers getting the watch time up. I really appreciate that. So these are some nuggets of gold that I have for you. Maybe you already know them, maybe you already do them, but I'm just going to point them out here and lay them out for people who don't know or who are just looking to level their game up a little bit. Now, in addition to the 3 spots I just gave you, there's a specific mindset that I go into with every game that I catch a win with, okay? And it's these are the few things that I do while I have that mindset. So hopefully you guys can take these things, put them into your own game, and adopt this mindset and get those champion screens. So it's basically just four things that I do that get me my W's, obviously, other than just hitting my fucking shots. The first thing is decide if you're playing for kills or if you're playing for champion screens. It's very simple, but you have to decide this at the beginning of the game. This should be set in stone. What you do is going to set the tone and the playstyle for the game that you're going into. So if you're playing for kills, you're probably going to be super aggressive. You're not going to watch your back as much. You're going to go to the hot drops all the time. You're going to go into every gunfight you can. And quite frankly, yeah, you're probably going to get a lot of kills, but you very well might not see that champion screen. So it's important to differentiate what you want the outcome to be, and then decide what your playstyle is going to be based around that. Second thing I do is I know my custom class going into every game. And I can already hear people saying, oh, it's not Call of Duty, it's not Battlefield, you don't have a custom class, blah, blah, blah. And that's true. However, go watch my video on custom classes in Apex Legends. I have it in my, should be linked down there. If not, you can just go to my page, find it right there. It's bold letters, obviously. And custom classes are a thing in this game. What I mean, though, it's a mindset. You have to know what you're going to bring to the table. So whatever legend I pick, I know what guns I'm going to be using based on that playstyle. So if I play Pathfinder, and I'm going to be closing the distance on people, and I want to engage at short to medium range, I know this from the beginning of the game, so I am actively searching for that R301, a Spitfire, maybe a Peacekeeper, but it's usually 2 guns that have high fire rate and a large magazine. So the Spitfire and R301, or the R301 and R99, are usually what I'm going to be running when I play that playstyle. It's important to know this at the beginning of the game and in the first 3 minutes of the game, because I know what I'm looking for. I'm not picking up a select fire receiver for a Prowler if I'm never going to use the Prowler. If it's the first gun I find and you got to use it just to loot really quickly, that's great. But the moment I can ditch that gun, I do it. I don't carry anything unnecessary with me. I don't pick up ammo I don't need. I don't pick up shield cells in excess. I pick up what I'm going to need for the next gunfight, and then only go for the attachments and pieces that I need to build my custom class. And then the third thing that you should be doing in the first 3 minutes of the game is third partying. In the first 3 minutes, after you have landed, after you have looted quickly, you decided if you wanted to go for kills or for champion screens, so you know the playstyle you're going to do, you have your custom class in mind, you know what guns you're going to be looking for, what attachments you need to pick up. Now it is time to fucking third party. There's no more questions here. There's no more, you know where you're going, you know what style of play you have, and you know what guns you need. Now go for the third party, just pick a random one, play it smart, get the fucking kills. What it's going to do is it's going to accelerate your looting process much faster. Once you clean those kills up, you can take their shield cells, take their ordnances, take their ammo, whatever they have. It also warms up your hands, get them a little sweaty, so now the first fight you get into isn't when there's only 2 squads left and you're actually going for the champion screen, and these kids that you're facing are the fucking kill leader or the champion or whatever, and they freaking take you out, okay? You're gonna lose that gunfight all day. This is the most important part of the third party. At the beginning of this game, in the first 3 minutes, you've done everything correctly. You third party, you get to win this battle. You loot them as fast as fucking possible. If you remotely think you've been engaged fighting and looting for too long, then it has been too long for at least 45 seconds. You have been in the open for too long. All the enemies can hear your gunshots from afar. People are already running up to push you, so they can third party you guys now. So you need to get everything you can and get the fuck out. And then the fourth thing that you should be doing in the first 3 minutes of this game, you've decided on the playstyle you want to play as, you know what guns and custom class you're going to build, and now you've already gotten to a gunfight, you've looted some shit, and now you're out, you're waiting. What is the next step? The next step is playing the edge of the play zone, or setting yourself up to do that. Sometimes you get lucky and you can play the edge. Sometimes the circle closes and you're dead center. Bro, if you're there, sit there, camp. I know it sounds crappy and it sounds all whatever, but if you're playing for the W, you camp there, you set up, and you wait, close all the doors, make it look like nobody's been there, and wait for people to come to you, clean those kills up, and then move. But if you're safe, stay safe, and you're looted, you have gear, no need to go out and risk and fucking just die. Play it safe and play for the win. Now, if you're not, and you're on the edge or you're outside the circle, set yourself up to play this play zone. Play the circle. Move with it. When you do this, it causes your flank to be a wall. Your flank is now the wall, the circle wall closing on you. Okay, it is highly unlikely you're going to get flanked at this point, because people won't have the maneuverability to go around you. Regardless, guys, these are just a few things that I do. Thank you for sticking it out to the end. I really appreciate that. Every view counts. Leave some feedback in the comments below. Let me know what your steps are to catch the champion screens. Follow me on Instagram. Check out my daily posts and whatnot. Leave me some messages over there, or drop me some content if you want me to post it for you, or you have some good videos you want me to put up. Let me know. I'm down to collaborate anytime. But once again, guys, thanks for the help. And just remember, pick a good drop point, and then follow those 4 steps. Decide the playstyle you're going to have, know the custom class you need, and be ready to third party and then play the zone. That is how you're going to get champion screens. Unless you can get every single kill in your laser beam like Shroud or something like that, or Dynasty or whoever, those are things you're going to have to do in order to catch a champion screen.